This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2, Welcome to DBL. It's Friday, June 11th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Al.
Yes.
I love it when you come join us on this panel.
I love doing the show. It's an honor to fill in for Brandon, so I'm going to try and fill those big shoes of his.
You look dapper.
Well, thank you.
And they are big
So do
shoes.
you?
Yes.
Brandon's a tall guy.
Oh, yes.
And much better looking.
All right, good. I'm glad you took it there. All right, it's officially the end of an era. The last episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired last night. The family started the show back in 2007. That's 20 seasons worth. A lot of babies and a few divorces later, the Kardashians have become a household name. They ended the run by reflecting on the past and putting items like Kim's first signature fragrance and Kris's momager license in a time capsule. The Kardashians, they have come a long way, whether you like them or not. Kris started the reality show to be more like another famous show, The Osbournes.
Wow.
So take a look at this tweet from the E! Network, looking at where they started and how it's going today. Can you believe Kylie, look at that, was only 9, now she's running a multi-million-dollar cosmetic brand. Kendall was 11. Now she's a supermodel. Khloe was 23, single, and the family's wild child. Now she's a mom. That's a big difference right there. And Kim was best known as Paris Hilton's assistant. Now she's got a mom. Now she's a mom of 4, going through her 3rd divorce and studying to be a lawyer.
Wow.
She's also a billionaire. That's a bullet point in there as well.
Listen, you criticize the Kardashians all you want. Look at what they built.
What they've achieved.
An empire in that amount of time.
It's absolutely incredible, and so I've got a few friends, and back in Hollywood, it sounds so stupid, but and they were telling me about when Kim would literally go around all of the media outlets just begging to be a correspondent, just begging to be like, please give me some time on air, like I can do fashion stuff, and no one did it. And then obviously look what her and her mum have achieved together, and like for the entire family, they have built, like you said, an billion-dollar empire. Like it's incredible, and I think it's amazing to see this, how they've all evolved and changed and what they've all done. It's inspiring, and it's just goes to show if you've got a dream and you've got the passion, go for it.
And a momager.
And a momager, yeah.
Let's not lose her. She is like the staple to this whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. I just, you know, I think back to like what I was doing back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard we have a picture of Steph from back in the day.
Am I the only one
I
who did
hope
this?
so.
That was
Oh
me.
my goodness. You look so different.
So that was 2000. It wasn't 2007 when the Kardashians started. That was 2008. I was graduating university, and I had the bleachest, blondest hair you've ever seen. So I was baby. I graduated a little early, so I was like 20, 21.
Now, what is Steph thinking in that picture? What does Steph think she's about to do?
Oh no, I'm no longer got like a student loan. How am I going to fund life? And I've got to find a job now.
Yes.
What were your dreams?
I was a bit nervous.
I'm curious, like at that moment, what were your future plans?
So I studied fashion and brand promotion with journalism and marketing, and I wasn't sure. I went to drama school. I knew I loved being in front of the camera, but I didn't know if I could realistically make a job out of it. So I was just auditioning and just hoping for the best. And it was my university lecturer who was like, you know what, you should make a YouTube. I really think this is what you should do. And that was when YouTube just was kind of starting.
Right.
And then I got picked up from there. So if it wasn't for him and that idea, I wouldn't be sat in this seat now. No way.
Were you doing stand-up?
No, I was doing stand-up, yes, but I was still a middle school teacher. Like I was, there's like that whole thing that Biggie said, it was all a dream. Like I was just like a teacher that like did this weird thing at night. I never saw myself here or being a writer or whatever. I was just gonna be a teacher forever, and I was happy with that.
What made you decide to be from like a teacher to like, hey, I'm gonna pursue this, I'm gonna go for it?
I just, you know, I was starting to get booked a lot, and I was burning the candle on both ends because I was working all day and then driving a couple hours doing a gig, driving 2 hours back, and then teaching. I was just like, I can't do both, you know?
Yeah.
So I just made that jump one summer.
What about you?
I was telemarketing, came back a failure from LA. I was like 28, 29, and I got Big Brother when I was 31, but there was a lot of mental things, a lot of failures that I had to go through to get up in spirit to bring myself to that place. So long story, but I got there, and here we all are.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Rebel Wilson is revealing the inspiration behind her dramatic weight loss. Rebel told Shape magazine she dropped 66 pounds. She looks great during her year of health, mostly due to moderate walking. She also revealed that fertility was a major factor in getting fit. She said she was turning 40 at the time and was thinking about freezing her eggs. Experts told her that the healthier she was, the better the process would go. So I'm always talking about like you need some sort of motivation or something to drive you there, right? To get you, whether it be in shape or back on track or whatever it may be. Fertility, I think, was her drive in this whole thing.
Absolutely, and we're only just discovering this now. We all saw this big weight loss, and we were like, wow, Rebel's looking fantastic. And we've spoken about it many times on the show and, you know, what she was doing, how she was losing the weight. But then I looked into what is it about women that are overweight that is affecting their fertility, like why? And so fat cells produce a lot of estrogen. Now, when you are trying not to get pregnant, and if you do take contraceptive pills, that's what you're taking to stop you from getting pregnant. So it makes sense. That like if your fat cells are producing that hormone and that's what stops you getting pregnant, why, if you want to have a baby, especially at the age of 40, because, you know, women's fertility chances decrease drastically after, you know, the age of even 30. So good for her, and if that was her goal, then fantastic, and I wish her all the best.
I didn't know that about estrogen.
Yeah, you know what I took from this? No crazy celebrity trainer, no weird diet. What we talk about the QB on the show, they advertise with us, but it's just movement.
Movement, that's
Yeah.
right.
Just movement. If you get up and move, you know, whether you're moving your feet under a desk or walking around your neighborhood, talking to
is a
your
big
friend,
deal.
whatever you're doing, just like as long as you're moving, like not sitting, you're gonna the weight's gonna fall off.
Yeah, no, well, they even say 10,000 steps a day is what you need to like keep your weight at a level and maintain it. And like if you just keep, I mean, we've got people that work here that have smart watches or check on their phones and walk, pace. I need to take a leaf out of their book because I don't pace enough. But it's true.
That's all you need. Just keep moving. Keep it moving.
on moving.
All right, guys, we're going to keep it moving, too. It looks like Ben Affleck is spending some time with Jennifer Lopez's mom. The two were spotted together in Las Vegas, where Ben is shooting a movie, according to Page 6. J.Lo's mom was hanging out with Ben at the Wynn Casino and Resort while Ben was shooting his scenes. And it's not clear if the mom is involved in the movie, but her daughter was not spotted on set. So just hanging out with the mom. That's a big step. J.Lo and Ben have been spotted out and about since last month, and the rumors that they have rekindled their romance, but neither has officially confirmed that they are dating. I don't think we need to say that part. Everyone knows they're back together. Yeah, they're back together. If you're hanging out with someone's mom,
and they're not even there.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all are together.
Yeah.
I
So,
love it.
yeah, I think it's a big deal, Steph.
Oh, yeah?
I think that this is going to be. I think they both dated when they were young, went off, did the famous thing where they did everybody else famous, and then were like, you know who I miss? Ben. You know who I miss? Jen.
Yeah,
And here they are.
Exactly. And like I think Ben and the mum obviously got on really great, and you've got to think Ben was engaged to Jennifer. He knows the mum well, you know? It's not like they're just like hanging out and they just happen to have they obviously clearly get on. And I hear that J.Lo's mum won over $2 million in Atlanta, like gambling.
Atlantic City, yes.
What?
Yeah.
playing what?
I don't know.
Slots.
No
Isn't that
way.
Yeah, she hit the slots for like 2.4 million, if memory serves.
that mad?
Yeah, I remember there was some years ago, but I remember she got backlash because I was like, oh, your daughter's rich. Why are you still playing? But it's like some people like to play the slots. My mama likes to play the slots.
Oh, yeah.
So I say good for them. The more the merrier. And it seems like, you know, Ben and his J.Lo's mom in Vegas seems like a place where she's happy with her maybe future son-in-law.
I know.
Seems
Second
like
time
they're
round
kinda getting
seems
something
likely.
together.
It just seems a little weird. We were just talking about what we were doing 14 years ago, and our lives are drastically different, each of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes us
Drastically.
different people. To go back 20 years into your past, and then you kind of almost got to relearn each other, right?
Right.
Because you're different people at that
Totally.
point.
I think there'll be fundamental things about their personalities that are obviously the same, and obviously they're attracted to one another, and they both look great, let's be honest. And they obviously loved each other to the point where they were like, hey, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together and get engaged. I mean, I've seen Ben pull out the watch that J.Lo gave him as a present all those years ago, so I'm waiting for the pink diamond to make a return.
How about Geely, too?
I hope so.
Oh, all right, it's in the works. Maybe that's what they're filming over there. Coming up on DBL, is David Arquette ready to spill any Scream 5 secrets? Well, we're going to ask him. And stiletto Crocs? Say what? Stephanie's showing
So
us
grim.
the head-turning heels. This is not real.
It's real, it's tragic. It's tragic. If any viewers buy it, I'm going to shame you all forever.
All right, come back and check it out on Fashion Fix Friday next.
Greatest game ever invented. My great-great-great-great-grandfather learned the game from the Chinese.
You can rock these bones, you can start a cult. Domino's Battle of the Phones.
Yeah.
It's such a fun movie. I mean, Barron's incredible. First time director, he did a great job. Wrote the script with his friends, the whole group put together this amazing movie. Just so many talented people in it. It's so much fun.
Becoming a new mom is tough, made even harder during a pandemic. And now it appears mental health issues for new moms are on the rise. Let's connect the dots. A new report out of Canada says mental health visits during the postpartum period were up 30% compared to before the pandemic. Reports of anxiety and depression for new moms were up 39%, and reports of substance abuse issues for that group were up as well. One interesting finding in the report was women who lived in less populated areas reported more normal levels of mental health issues starting in the summer. Researchers think that's because COVID cases in those areas in Canada started to fall around that time, allowing for less social distancing, more in-person school, and in-person dining. Mental health experts point out that social support can be crucial for new parents, especially new moms. The pandemic cut many people off that social network and added to the stress of protecting a brand new baby. All this making a tough time even tougher.
DBL, I'm Stephanie Jones with the week's top style and trending news. The temperature is rising and it's time to show some skin. We've got what's hot in summer swimwear, and this week's What the Fashion moment pairs two words I never thought I'd say in the same sentence: heeled Crocs. Let's find out more in Fashion Fix Friday. First, you may think of jeans, t-shirts or jerseys when it comes to stadium fashion, but no one steps out quite like Beyonce when it comes to watching sports. The pop diva was full glam as she sat courtside with hubby Jay-Z at a recent Brooklyn Nets game, because nothing says "I'm a fan" like crystal bedazzled houndstooth jacket and a black latex mini dress, plus a diamond choker and stilettos for good measure. And her hubby, Jay-Z, also looked effortlessly cool in coordinating blacks and whites. The couple has always held courtside on the forefront of fashion, and they don't call her Queen Bey for nothing. It doesn't matter what game it is. If it's good enough for Beyonce to show up in full glam, it's good enough for me. Next, are you ready for Hot Girl Summer? Because this season we are vaxxed, waxed and ready to party in these hot and trendy bathing suit styles. And kicking off Hot Girl Summer is mermaid lookalike Emily Ratajkowski, who rocks the sea goddess look more fiercely than Ursula could ever have conjured. Let's just say Emrata is hashtag mermaid goals big time. I hope you're getting thirsty, because we're saying bottoms up to this bathing suit trend that we're going to be seeing all summer: high-waisted bathing suit shorts. For that Marilyn Monroe meets Sporty Spice vibe. The extra bit of coverage adds tons of style, and we don't think you'll be bummed by the look. Speaking of extra coverage, guess what's back in a big way this summer? Tankinis! It's the more modest style of yesteryear, and it's made a big comeback. And a little extra fabric here goes a long way for comfort and style. And finally, DBL Nation, I can hardly believe it myself, but high-heeled Crocs are having a moment. Let that sink in, because it's my What the Fashion moment of the week. Yes, friends, designer Balenciaga has collided high fashion with why fashion by slapping a high heel on what already was one of the most offensive looking items of apparel in the modern age. And for some reason, Croc collabs just keep on happening. Diplo just released 2 psychedelic styles of Crocs that are sold with additional light-up accessories. But who could forget his predecessors like Post Malone, Justin Bieber, Bad Bunny, and of course Kentucky Fried Chicken, all of whom have their own Crocs. I just can't figure out why. Why? That's it for your Fashion Fix Friday. I'll see you around next time.
DBL is your daytime destination. Fully agree with this. We're chatting with the stars. Have you checked in on Lori Loughlin?
You must have read my mind.
I've never felt better or been in a better place in my life.
I think the director yelled cut.
And talking about what everyone is talking about.
It's a real thing.
And I thought it was great.
I'm here for it.
Why is anybody surprised?
I tell you what, polarizing for sure. DBL is all new every day.
When the world went into quarantine for coronavirus, frivolous footwear got shoved into the back of the closet. Crocs and Birkenstocks made a comeback as many of us chose comfort over looks. But with more people returning to work and traveling, heels are once again flying off shelves. The head of the Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America told the New York Times he's seeing a noticeable increase in the sale of dress shoes and that there is real concern over whether there will be enough supply for all of that demand. Makes sense since Google searches for high heels have spiked higher than a pair of stilettos in recent weeks, and people aren't just looking for any old heels. Designer footwear is in high demand. In fact, Manolo Blahnik, made famous by the patron saint of high heels, Carrie Bradshaw, announced it's bringing back its 5-inch heels, something the company hasn't sold in several years. It's a sign that as we hopefully return to normal, we will once again sacrifice comfort for a splash of style. Connecting the dots, I'm Rekha Muttaraj.
Greatest game ever invented. My great-great-great-great-grandfather learned the game from the Chinese. Then he smuggled it back to America, where it spread like on ribs.
Welcome back to DBL. That was a clip from the film Domino, Battle of the Bones. And earlier, we caught up with actor David Arquette and director Baron Davis to talk about it and all things Domino. Check out this hilarious Chatting with the Stars.
David Arquette and Baron Davis, welcome to DBL. It is such a pleasure to have you on, and we're going to get to your new movie, which sounds amazing. But first, David, one of your famous roles is Sheriff Dewey Riley from the Scream franchise, and you are starring in the upcoming 5th film. So is there any, like, insider info you can give us about the movie, like, who did it?
No, I can't talk about it at all. But I can't talk about Domino's Battle of the Bones.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Oh, man, it's such a fun movie. I mean, Baron's incredible. First-time director. He did a great job. Wrote the script with his friends, the whole group, put together this amazing movie. Just so many talented people in it. It's so much fun.
Baron, like David said, this is your first time directing. So how'd you make that transition from basketball into Hollywood?
For me, I think, I was kind of like somebody, they call him a gym rat in basketball. I guess in film, you would call him like a production rat. So I would just hang around, commercials and things like that. And then I got lucky, I had a bunch of friends kind of pick it outside of David Arquette's house and be like, sign up to support the movement.
I like it.
Yeah, I made that crossover from the NFL to TV in Hollywood. The biggest struggle has been the teleprompter, so bear with me on this one, fellas. And David, you're actually an athlete as well. I mean, you're a pro wrestler, so I want to know, which job do you enjoy most, acting or wrestling? And would you fight one of the Paul brothers? Ooh.
Oh, man. Wrestling hurts. That's just. I think I'm done with all that. I'll stick to playing dominoes now. But the Paul brothers, I don't know. It's been crazy seeing all that. It's fun to watch.
I just want that to be your promo. It's fun to watch.
Let's face it, you really just want to see the guys get punched.
Totally. All right, let's get to Domino, Battle of the Bones. Okay, now this is a comedy about a black man who teams up with his awkward white grandson to defeat his rival in a domino tournament. First, I've got to ask you, Baron, why dominoes? Talk to me.
I wanted to tell these stories of people that I watched growing up that I thought were funny and hilarious. And that's why I put it in, that's why I wrote this movie.
You guys mentioned Snoop's in the movie and everybody loves Snoop, but I want to know, David, not acting, just in a true game of bones between you and Snoop, who would win and why?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Oh, man, I'm sure Snoop's got the experience. So I would just hope I drew some lucky bones and figure it out.
That's a pay-per-view I pay for.
Snoop has a massive.
I had a public Los Angeles high school education, so my math skills are not the best.
Baron, how about you versus Snoop, Baron? Who would win that?
Oh, I would definitely win. I had lost. I wrote the movie because I ain't never really lost a game of dominoes that I can remember. And my family, my great ancestors, they actually put the black dots on the tile to create dominoes.
Wow. Unbelievable. I really want David.
You know what? The only reason he's never lost is because when it gets down to the last couple bones, it's like, oh, you see that over there? The game never ends.
You think you could slam your dominoes down?
And I can talk smack like he said?
How would you slam down your dominoes?
Yeah.
I would say this. Abracadabra, this.
You can practice on the dominoes battle of the bones.
You're amazing, guys. Thank you so much. David and Baron, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for chatting about your new movie. Don't forget to catch Domino, Battle of Bones, out in theaters right now. Such a pleasure. We'll be right back. Bye, gentlemen.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We've all got something.
Verify here with your fast fact. The White House is making a push to vaccinate 70% of Americans by Independence Day. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff tweeted that you can get a free ride and childcare for a vaccine appointment. So let's verify. Can you get free transportation and childcare to get vaccinated? Our sources are rideshare companies Lyft and Uber, the Centers for Disease Control, and the YMCA. In May, Lyft and Uber announced they'll give anyone a round-trip ride to a vaccine site in any city they serve. It's a partnership with the White House to help remove barriers that could stop someone from getting vaccinated. Another hurdle is childcare. The CDC has a list of providers who will watch your kids for a few hours, including the YMCA's in more than 500 communities, for free while you get your shot. So we can verify it's true. You can get free transportation and childcare to get vaccinated. Many of the programs end July 4th. With your Fast Fact, I'm Brandon Lewis.
After 4 bloody years, the Union defeated the Confederacy to win the Civil War and abolish slavery in April 1865. There were nearly 4 million slaves in the U.S. at that time. Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of slaves each day. The news took months to reach Texas, the westernmost state in the Confederacy. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and 2,000 Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told slaves of their freedom. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. Granger's words spread through Texas. All at once, slaves found out the war was over and they were free. Their joyous, spontaneous celebration gave birth to Juneteenth. Juneteenth, a combination of the words June and 19th, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. Many slaves were met with violence, even death, when they tried to leave. Yet the promise of freedom extinguished fear and fueled generations of indestructible people. Former slaves gathered on Juneteenth the next year, and the year after that. And over the decades, Black communities observed the holiday with festive family gatherings, colorful parades, and bountiful barbecues. Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980, and since, all but 3 states recognize Juneteenth as a holiday. While it is not a federal holiday in the U.S., following the summer of protests in the wake of George Floyd's murder in 2020, private companies have made Juneteenth a permanent paid holiday for their employees. Juneteenth is a celebration of independence, the day all Americans were truly free.
Ferris Bueller. Oh, there it is. Welcome back to DBL. Can you believe Ferris Bueller's Day turns 35 today? Wow. The movie starring Matthew Broderick gave us so many memorable scenes, including this one. Check it out.
Bueller. 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 Here.
Classic. The film showed Ferris's epic day off skipping school with his best friend Cameron and girlfriend Sloane. They took Cameron's dad's Ferrari out on the town in Chicago. They just sold that house, by the way, and averted getting caught, even though Ferris became the center of attention on a float and a massive parade in downtown Chicago. But it made for a great scene.
Yeah.
Makes you feel old right there. Did you ever see Ferris Bueller's Day
It was
Off?
before I was born.
Oh, that hurts. That stings.
I went to go get a passport photo. Only Al's going to appreciate this. And I was wearing a white V-neck because that's what I wear everywhere. And it was against a white wall. And she's like, do you have any other clothes? And all I had was my suit jacket from work. So I put it on. And I go to the girl. I'm like, my passport photo is going to look like Don Johnson. And she started laughing. I go, do you know who that is? And she goes, no, absolutely not. And some lady walked by. She goes, does that make you feel old? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so old.
That
I
hurts.
need to watch it. It's a classic.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday, everybody.